From literally placing checkpoints in normal mode to levels that somehow had up to 127 stars. These are some of the biggest bugs and glitches that have ever happened in Geometry Dash. So let's start. Have no idea how it even happened. Cube 62, the landing phase. And you might be wondering, how the hell can an icon even be bugged? Maybe it could walk through walls? Maybe it came with a free no-clip? Well, if that's what you thought, you were actually pretty close, I guess. I found this on GMD Blues channel, and if you look at this structure, Cube 62 could casually walk straight through it, while every other icon would get blocked. I genuinely have no idea how this happened, but I even found that Cube 52 had basically the same problem, except its hitbox was bigger. I don't know if Robtop James has some kind of personal beef with the Avengers and a soft spot for emojis, but it's pretty weird that the Ladyface and Iron Man are the two icons with different hitboxes. So if you made a structure like this 2 years ago and changed its ID to 3, this would happen. Yeah, you definitely wasn't ready for that. Okay, this one is actually stupid. I found it while playing Forsaken Neon. Normally, when you land on a slope, you expect it to, you know, act like a slope. But this one? Its hitbox is literally just a fucking block. I have no idea if Robtop did this on purpose or just forgot that slopes are supposed to be slopes, but it's really weird. But luckily for this slope, it's not alone. It actually has a bigger version that does the exact same thing. There's also this weird mirror portal glitch. If you enter a mirror portal and immediately reset, the game just gives up. You start your next attempt already mirrored. But here's the weird part. If you go through another mirror portal, the game still plays the entire mirror animation, even though you're already facing the right way. I don't know what to say about it. Like the game is trying to mirror rig the mirror or what? I found this one on GT Colon's channel, and honestly, I don't even know what to say. Apparently there's a glitched object that looks like this. It's basically a combination of several different blocks meshed together, and somehow the game allows it to exist. What the f am I even looking at? I'm not even sure if Robtop James patched this glitch. I tried to recreate it for a really long time, but I just couldn't get it to work. So I went to Reddit and found this guy somehow doing this jump at the slowest speed possible. And at this point you might be thinking, am I going crazy? Everyone knows about this mechanic, and yeah, you're right, but probably not this mechanic, because for some reason this thing launches you way higher than it should. To recreate it, I had to move the block 4 arrows to the left in this really weird way, and even then I couldn't get it to work. So if any of you know how to do this, please tell me if it still works. And what's even weirder is that according to the comments, this only works in editor mode.
If this level looks impossible at first, it actually is.
Sorry, bit of a sore throat. Anyway, this structure looks completely impossible to get through. There is literally no way you could pass it normally, but there is one really weird way to do it. All you have to do is become a swing copter and hit the edge of this structure at exactly the right spot, and somehow the game will literally teleport you upwards, allowing you to easily fly through the entire level. Yeah, this is weird, but I'm not sure if what I'm about to show you is even weirder. There is a level called Luster, and at first glance there's nothing strange about it, except it's easy and gives you 9 stars. This happened because Luster used to be an easy demon, but it was later downgraded, and for some reason the game kept the 9-star rating while giving it the easy difficulty phase. So yeah, that's pretty weird. There's also a bug that I can't actually show you right now, but apparently it can make some impossible levels possible. I was just playing Eon normally. Okay, maybe not normally, but that's not important. I was playing and suddenly the game froze. I was pissed because I thought the attempt was completely ruined. But then I noticed something. Because of the freeze, I could suddenly clip straight through the structure. And that's when I realized, if this happened in a level with, let's say, some impossible jump, that impossible level would suddenly be possible. I can also mention that some glitches have actually become mechanics in the game. For example, you can literally teleport by stacking a ridiculous amount of slopes on top of each other. Or get insanely high jumps by jumping on a robot right before hitting a jump pad. But those two glitches are literally nothing compared to what I am about to show you. So let's start from the beginning. I had to do this on my phone because I genuinely have no idea how to recreate it on PC. So let's say we have 2 levels, Back on Track and Stereo Madness. If I click on just one of them normally, nothing happens. But if you manage to click on both levels at exactly the same time, something really weird happens. At first the level looks completely normal, but then the level suddenly becomes invisible. But the best part, if you pause the game, it crash the game, and somehow it gets even weirder. The game plays the music from the opposite level. I'm playing back on track, but I hear Zero Mandes song. This is definitely a Rotten and Krumal collaboration. But that's not the end of the phone glitches, because this one can actually make a level completely stop working. First, you have to hold down the play button and tap the option that lets you delete the level. Then let go of the play button and confirm the deletion by pressing yes. And when you do that, well, yeah, you just broke the level. Now it's time for some platformer glitches. And let me tell you, there are a lot of them. First of all, you can actually achieve unlimited speed. All you have to do is create this structure with these teleport portals placed like this, with a black orbit between. You also have to be playing as the UFO, because for some reason, this doesn't work with any other game mode. Once you enter the structure, all you have to do is click the black orb, and that's when the magic happens. Your UFO starts moving so fast that... There's also something called a force block. It's an object that you can edit to make your icon move faster or slower in a specific direction. But I've always wondered, what happens if you set it to the highest value possible? So first, I put a force block at 10 against a single spike, and unfortunately, the force block lost. Then, I increased it to 100, and as you can see, I was moving really fast. But the spike still won. So then I tried 1000, and this time my icon literally no-clipped straight through the spike. But now let's go all the way. I'm setting the force block to the highest value possible, and let's see if we can beat a wall made of 10 blocks. And honestly, I did not expect this. The force block actually won, meaning the player can literally no-clip through 10 entire blocks. There's also one really weird glitch involving level lengths. As you probably know, levels that are around 30 seconds long generally can't get rated anymore, which is why there are only 32 rated levels that are shorter than 30 seconds. But that's not even the weird part. Did you know there are rated levels classified as tiny? Meaning they are supposed to be less than 10 seconds long. And apparently there are 60 of them. But there is just one problem. They are not tiny! In fact, the shortest one is 33 seconds long, and that's not even close to 10 seconds. So I don't know why they are rated as tiny. Wait, actually there is one rated tiny level. It's an extreme demon that Space UK beat it with his D. Here's another no-clip glitch, but this time I'm not clipping through a wall or spikes. I'm clipping through something that doesn't even exist in the editor. I had no idea how to recreate it myself, so a level called Bugs and Glitches GD helped me out. Apparently, if you create a structure like this, where the ball is going upside down across these stairs, then, yeah, I literally just glitched straight through the floor. Remember when I talked about those tiny levels that aren't actually tiny? Yeah, you better remember. I said that like a minute ago. But I found something even weirder. So 5 years ago, a guy named Rotitan uploaded a video of Geometry Dash 2.1, and for the first 5 seconds, everything looked completely normal. Normal loading screen, normal menu, until he clicked on the daily level. And what happened next is something that even the President of France wouldn't have expected. Instead of a normal level, he got this grey icon with no name, no creator, nothing. Basically, it looked like an empty level, except it actually gave him orbs and stars. I checked the comments, and apparently this happened to several other people too. And the reason? The daily level was actually a deleted level. And when I showed this to the President of France, he had only one thing to say.
Subscribe to Young Kofi, he is the best YouTuber.
Now, in my opinion, I am about to show you one of the most interesting bugs that has ever happened in Geometry Dash. As you probably know, the most stars you can normally get from a single level is 15, which you can get from Deadlock. But did you know that there was a time when you could get 8 times more stars from one level, while basically doing nothing? A YouTuber called Stormfly explained the entire situation, but I will give you the short version. Apparently, some hackers had a link that allowed them to rate any level with any difficulty and any star rating. So maybe that's how the demon got rated? And that's exactly what these hackers did. They created levels, rated them as demons, and somehow those levels gave you 127 stars. And apart from looking like the most random recent top levels you've ever seen, some of them had a pretty interesting name. Korv, which apparently means sausage in Swedish. And judging by this video, some of them literally had sausages in them. The player behind this was called Ageman, and his account honestly looked like it belonged to a completely new player. He had beaten one demon and had only 209 stars. But then, I found one absolutely revolutionary comment 10 years ago. He complained about the bad design level, bad secret way, and something like that. Eventually, RobTop James fixed pretty much everything related to this, but honestly, this might be one of the weirdest bugs we've ever had in Geometry Dash. Subscribe, like, hype!